Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back on the Speaker Show. My name is Niniola Fatai. So thank you everyone for joining us, and for those who have been waiting for us to come live, I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you. All right. So I've always said Friday evening, I'm always super excited, and I just can't wait to be here with each one of you. All right. So tonight we have got a special guest. Oh my goodness. And I am super, super fired up with what we're going to hear, the momentum tonight. Oh my goodness. I am excited. I'm looking forward to it. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about the Speaker Show. If this is your first time of joining us, so the Speaker Show is a place of inspiration, motivation, where minds are being liberated through reasoning. What does that mean? On the Speaker Show, we encourage you, we support you, we give you motivation, coach, all kinds of things that can help you to stabilize yourself, because we believe very strongly that no one can go through the journey of life alone. So you need the right platform, the right people to be around. And this is what the Speaker Show is for. And most importantly, through other people's stories, you can find your home path, and also to give you hope that you are not alone in whatever situation that you're going through, because someone out there has gone through it. And just to encourage you that just keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. All right. So, I don't like taking much of our time, when we have a guest like that, because I just want us to just get the best out of them. All right. So without further ado, so this man that I'm bringing up, I'm sure you guys have seen the poster all over the place. So he's a man that he has done so much, especially for his community. He has done so much, through inspiring motivation, leadership, mentorship. So he's done a lot for people, and he's so passionate about his people. He's so passionate about his community, to make a better place. And we are so honored to have him tonight in our midst here. So please, he's going to be telling us much about himself. So don't worry, relax. If there's nothing I haven't said yet, just relax. You're going to get more from him tonight. All right. So let us bring up my very dear friend, Mr. Bolarinwa Olusina.
Hi,
Hello.
hi, Niniola. Hi,
How are
how are
you?
you? I'm
I'm
all right.
okay. Oh, how you doing?
Well, bless God, I'm all right. How are you doing
Amazing.
too?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for being here with us. Okay. I really appreciate it so much. And I know you're someone that, you've led too many people and so many people, and you're still doing it. And I just can't wait for you to give us some juice tonight, because I am super excited. So, but
Okay.
before we get into it, I just want you to just tell us a little bit about yourself, so my audience can know exactly who we're chatting with tonight.
Well, hi everyone. Thank you for joining the program. It's a big task to really say things about myself. Whenever that question arises, I think it depends on which area you want to know about me. And in a simple description, my name is Olusina Bolarinwa, and I live in Toronto. I'm from Nigeria. Well, like you have said, I have the grace to impact life. I'm a mentor to several organizations in Toronto here, TCBN, Black Community, and so on and so forth. And it is my wish to share knowledge, the little I've acquired within the year. And yeah, I'm into so many things, constructions, I'm into insurance, I'm into cleaning, so many things. And yeah, then I'm inspiration speaker too. So let's see what God will give us the grace to share within the little time we have. Thank you.
Amazing. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The most important thing that I really admire about you, it's like, that business side, I really, really admire it a lot, because, the ability to be able to join one plus one plus one plus one plus one together and still be able to, like, to just run through everything. I think that's something really, really beautiful. And I just want to say, like, thank you for doing what you're doing. We see what you're doing anyways.
Thank you.
That's good. Okay, so tonight, I really want us to really talk about, before we get into the business part of so I really want us to talk about the topic that I've posted out there, how to identify the enemy within. You know, I want you to, what does that mean for you? What is your experience like?
Thank you, Nini. Enemy within is, I think, it's a topic brought out of life experience. And most time we pay attention to enemy outside ourselves, outside our home,
Mm-hmm,
outside us. But we forgot to like treat and deal with the enemy within us. And what do I mean by that? Yeah, the kind of environment we meet ourselves is a very busy environment where we don't really have enough time to rest, to enjoy ourselves. The effort it's required to make, good enough of money here is
mm-hmm,
more than to make it back home. And yeah, but there are a lot of other advantages, privileges that we have here that we don't have there too. So we have to balance the two together. So where am I driving at? The attention of problems that people will bring to us is so enormous that we forgot to really treat what is in our control. How do I mean? If we critically examine our daily routine, our routine shows that we pay more attention to things that does not really have life around us, especially our car. When our car is having any, system error, like the designer of this automobile study human system to develop cars. How do I mean? By the time you are using your car for like 1 year, there are some, protocol. There are some stages that you get to that you have to do something to keep that car running. And when you are running the car for a very long time and you do not give a treatment, you do not maintain the car, you do not pay attention to a signal, when there is time to change oil, a light will trigger on your dashboard and telling you you have to change this oil. And this is the time we quickly run to mechanic or to dealership to do maintenance to change it. Now I want to link it to our own body. Biologically, there are a lot of things that God has created with us that is a signal to us. Stress management can only be taught and can be best taught with you paying attention to yourself, because it's not something you read, it's not something you study. The funniest thing is that the teacher, the speaker of these stress managers are the one that violate it more. Let me take as example. Some doctors will even work and overwork themselves. They don't have time for holiday. They don't have time for family. They don't have. In fact, when they need to rest, they will say there is emergency. You have to jump in immediately. And before you know it, they know the implication of that. So if those people that are custodians of our health can even overstress themselves and run to problems with that, how much more we that are not medical practitioners? So this call is just a awakening, a call to everyone to pay attention to themselves. In the course of our daily living, the course of doing what we are doing,
Mm-hmm.
we see that so many times we forget the signal, the sign, the red alert our body is reflecting to us. For instance, you've been walking, you've been doing whatever, jumping healthy, and you have headache. The
Mm-hmm.
headache you have is a red signal. It's a sign that something is wrong in your system.
That's
And we are
true.
fond of self-medication. Get me Tylenol, get me analgesic. I know you too, Nini, you have Tylenol in your drawer. Whenever it happens, you just open it and take two. And before you know it, all these medication are made to relieve your symptoms. They are not to take it away.
Mm.
And it could relieve if you have headache, for example, there are a lot of things that can trigger headache. It might be high BP. Your BP might be very high at that particular point in time. There is no any other way you can detect that
Mm-hmm.
than to do a test. It might be symptoms of sickness. It
Mm-hmm.
might be weakness. It might be hunger. It might be so sleeplessness. It might be so many things. But if you
Yes.
don't run tests, then what will happen?
Mm.
If you are driving your car and you see so many lights pumping up, the first thing is you go and diagnose that car to know what exactly is the problem, why that light come up.
Mm-hmm.
But in our own situation, we don't go for medical tests. And that's the only thing that can really trigger us to make sure that we get exact thing that is wrong with our system.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are some examinations conducted in UK about why sudden death within young folks. And they see that like almost 25% of sudden death, like an healthy person that fall and slump and die, they see that most of them are heart attack, about 25%. So which means in 100 death record,
Mm.
25% of it is just because we are careless about attending to the signal our body is giving to us. Yeah, you can work hard, but when it comes to taking care of ourselves, I think we need to do something about it. So I'll still say more about that.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more, because it is so true that, like, when we look at the aspect of the enemy within, I think we ourselves as individual, I think we are the ones that we call, like, we are the cause of the issues most times. Just because, just like you said, the fact that we don't pay attention to so many things, and we get too carried away with our day-to-day lives, and that kind of obstruct us from major things that we need to focus on, and that is not being talked about. And it goes along with our mental health, the stress level, being able to contain each and every one of those things. So I absolutely do agree with you. I do agree with you. But personally, my next question for you is this. Personally, when or okay, let me put it this way. How do you think that, like, one came, or when did you become aware of your own self, that you feel that the enemy within, you know is either you, or, like, someone else outside? Because, like you said, we don't focus on ourselves, we focus on other people. So how is that experience for you? What was that like for you?
All right. Let me now hit the nail at the head now. The enemy I'm talking about, before we even think of witches, witchcraft, and diabolical whatever, let's think about our negligence of our own self.
Hmm.
And the enemy I'm talking about is even us, you
Hmm.
yourself, because you fail to do some things. And when the result comes, you put everybody in trouble. You put yourself in trouble. And how do you say early detection of any disease is the best?
Yes.
See, when I got to this part of the world, I saw some old age folks walking around. You go to retirement home, you see them in numbers, very old, more than 100 years. They are still walking, they are still active. And why? Because they pay attention to their health. Government take care of their health, and they themselves, even with the free whatever, with the support of the government here in Canada, some people will still refuse to go and do the test, which is free, because they think they are too busy to pay attention. So now the first part of it is that you have to create time to do checkup. There's a routine checkup that is like mandatory here. By the time every 3 months, run through tests, go and do a kind of, see your doctor and they recommend tests to do for you. When you see, there are a lot of things that the test will pick that with very light medication, you cure it. But when it
Yes.
stays in your body and it escalates to another level, like they said, there are some that are stage one, stage two, stage. God forbid that. But at least people that detect this is what is wrong with you and give medication to it, and you take your medication accordingly. I think that's the best thing. So, but the fact of the matter is that even when the medication has been given, for you to even take it is another problem. Because some people say, I hate medication. Yes, it's okay. You hate it, but don't fall sick. So I would recommend that each individual should just try and run test at least 3 month interval. Have anybody above 40 years or 30, even 35, you have to have this BP machine. How much is it? 25, $30. Buy anyone that is active. Check your BP once a while, So when you know, then you can know what to eat, what not to eat. That's another thing. There are a lot of folks that take, cigarettes heavily. And even with that, you know that you are doing some damages to your system. With that point, you don't even take care of yourself. You don't go to hospital to check what is necessary so that you prevent yourself from sudden. I have a friend who got healed just not quite long. Very healthy guy, just slumped and he was in coma for like almost 3 months. Just
Wow.
recovering from it. It was a lot of prayer with God grace that brought him back. Yeah, before that happened, before anybody slump, the body must have been alerting you. There will be a lot of signal, maybe headache, maybe heart pain, maybe you can't sleep, you are rolling here and there. Okay, let me give you an example. There was a lady back home in Abeokuta. The boyfriend came to a fiancé to say, came to just pay visit. And, it was heady, everything was fine. But suddenly he said, I think I have slight headache. And the lady said, you have to go to the hospital. He said, no, I have a party. When I come back from the party, I will go to the clinic to check what is wrong. Just give me paracetamol. The lady brought out paracetamol and gave to him. He took three instead of two. The pains was relieved and they faced the party. At Ijebu, the new Tokumbo car that the guy bought, Marwa crashed the vehicle and he was angry because it was his friend that drove the vehicle. He was bitterly angry and came down and furious about it, shouting at the Marwa guy. Suddenly he had heart attack there and there, and his heart busted. Before they could rush him to the hospital, he was gone.
Wow.
That was the end of the guy. Heady guy, very heady, young guy. So now there are a lot of signal that we've been, seeing. There are a lot of signs that is very, very unusual. Any pains in the body system is unusual. It's not normal. There's no small pain because if you diagnose yourself and see where that pain is coming from, you so what worried about it. So early detection, early test, give yourself a rest. The issue of rest even affects me too, because at times we are overwhelmed with things that surround us. I need to do this, I have to go there, I have to do this. And before you know it, something might happen.
So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. That's really, really deep, you know. So my next question for you is this. So how do you think that people can deal with this issue? Like what do you think is the best solution for people? Because you raised an important point, you know. So how, how do you think people can, or what do you think that people can do? What is the best solution?
Okay. The set of people that I'm talking to now, they are the quiet. Some people are extremely quiet. Even when they are dying, either by either husband or wife or kids or children in the house, there are some people that their nature is just being quiet. I
Mm-hmm.
have a guy, I have a son like that. You have to pay attention to know what is wrong with him. He won't open his mouth to tell you this is how I'm feeling. There are some adults like that. They will rugged it. So speak out. That's the first way to seek help. Even if you don't pay attention, it might be your wife, it might be your husband, it might be your partner, it might be your friend that will take action. But if
Mm-hmm.
you don't speak out, I don't know how you are feeling. Some people will be having tummy stomach, running stomach, sorry, and they will just like feel well. I will endure it. I will cover it up until they will take things that are not necessary. But if you say it out to people around you, you seek help immediately
Yes.
and they will help you. The second thing is try and go to the hospital. You might not be able to identify the source of that problem. When you have signal, sign, your
Mm-hmm.
sign might not be related to what you think is happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that will be heady, they said, I'm feeling dizzy, and a man drove himself to hospital. He said he's feeling dizzy. And when he got there, they checked his BP. It was 1225, 160. They had to, is it 160 or 140? They had to admit him immediately.
Wow.
And he spent almost 2 months. When they started the treatment, every other thing started coming and all the rest. So at times, you never know what is wrong with you until you run the test on yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it is very, very true because, you know, as you were speaking, you reminded me of a lady right here in Toronto. And, you know, she went to work, came back from work, you know, she seems okay. Everybody, like, you know, doing her normal stuffs, you know, she do, like it was like two, three jobs or so like that she does. And that she did back then. And, you know, suddenly she just came back home from work and, you know, suddenly she just passed away and she never woke up again, you know. So I actually do agree with what you're saying because it is absolutely true. And the reality is around us, you know. The moment we start paying attention to little things, even me myself, I'm guilty of it, you know, like that ability of like, oh, it's okay, you know, it's something little, I'm gonna take care of it later, you know. We, like you said, we just need to pay attention to ourselves. We need to pay attention, you know, to the things that goes on around us, within us, you know. Very, very important, so that way, like, you know, it's not too late, you know, for us to actually deal with the issue or deal whatever.
Nini, let me just chip in this. We are working to make money, and this part of the world, we know that you need several jobs to sustain your life. But there are some people who has money and they are seriously searching for where to spend that money to buy heads.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, there are a lot of things happening around us. Death of young folks are so more, even more than the death of old ones now,
Mm-hmm.
because the way we use ourselves, what we eat, what we drink, Some guys will take so many hard, drinks, all these high level alcoholic, whatever, and they will mix mix everything together, and they say, yes, that makes me a man. But you are damaging your system. And when it triggers, there's nothing you can do about it, because before you feel it, it has damaged inside already.
Hmm.
And we that we are after money, 3 shift, 4 shift, money is good. But don't rush and run after money until you have that money and you are now searching for what to buy your earth back, because it's possible. A lady came here very young, and yeah, she has been working for a very long time.
Mhm.
She has about 3 houses here. Her children are graduates from university, good university here. And the children were begging the woman, please relax, slow down.
Hmm.
You have trained us, we have gotten job. Why are you still doing two, three jobs? She said, no, you don't understand. This, that, my house in Nigeria, I want to finish it. I want to. And suddenly the lady went to work, and she closed, and she was on the table, rest her head there, and that was the last call. That was the last call. So some people are losing their life just cheaply without, paying attention to themselves. So all I'm saying is that it's good to work, it's good to make money, but the most beautiful and fantastic thing is invest in your own self, maintain your health. As you care for your car, care for yourself too. When there's oil change, you change it. When there's anything, tire is low, you maintain it so much. If we can maintain our body the way we maintain our car, I think everything will be
I like that ideology. I like that. If we can maintain our body just like the
okay.
same way we maintain our cars, I think
Yeah.
our life is going to be much easier. I like that. I'm going to keep that. And you know what? Just really quick, we're going to go on the break and then we're going to be right back. So stay
All
tuned
right.
with us. We'll be right back. All right. So welcome back. Oh my goodness. This is really, really amazing. I love this a lot. I'm learning from you. Trust me.
No, we're all learning from one another. It's not most of things I say here affect me too. We only need to walk a balance. It's not easy
Yes.
to
Yes.
live in this country. It's not easy, but we need to pay
Yes.
attention, because without good head, there's nothing we can do.
Yes, yes. And that just ties us back to the actual topic itself. So the real enemy, it's
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
Not really someone outside, not really someone that has a different plan. You know, it is us. And that also goes with the people around us as well. Having right people or good people around us matters a lot as well. It affects that. So just the same way you were explaining about the car, when something is wrong with you, you take it to someone. And who do you take it to? You take it to a professional, right?
Yeah,
The people that really knows how to deal with the situation. You can't have a problem with your car and then take it somewhere else. It doesn't make any sense. You can't take it to a doctor and expect a doctor to fix a car for you. It's not possible. So what am I saying? That at the end of the people that we surround ourselves to with, they matters a lot, before we can even say much, before we can even go further, because they affect our life either positively or negatively, right? So now my next question for you is this. So what would you say to the youth that are out there, that they're just striving to do more, and then they're trying to, like, figure out their life? So how would you tie the title, the enemy within, so they don't make mistakes? What would you say to the younger folks out there?
Yeah, well, they have more to do because in the past, there are some sickness that are peculiar to old age people, seniors. But now you find such diseases among youth now, like hypertension, BP. It wasn't something of young age, like 25, 30. In those days, if you hear that somebody is having high BP, then you know that, okay, maybe 70, 80 or thereabout. But now it's coming down because one, the kind of things our youth consume now,
Mm-hmm.
what they eat, what they drink, what they smoke,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see that combination of all this are so much dangerous to their health. So for youth who has a very long life to spend on health, still has to like take care of his or her health now. Because whatever you eat now, whatever you do now, that's the reflection of what you become.
Yes.
There are, if you compare some people who eat right, rest right, do everything right, and the person is 80 years now, and you compare the person who is so raw, do orish and mess up their life when they are young, take all sort of unthinkable drinks and smoke. When they get to 80 years, compare the two of them, you will see the difference.
Hmm.
One will
That's
be
true.
heady. That's even if that person has the grace to get to 80 years.
Hmm.
So even the real food we are talking about, you'll see that things are highly depreciating now. The quality food we used to have then, you can't
Yes.
compare it to what we eat now. Most of them are chemical preserved and all the rest. So even if we don't have control on that, but the one you have control over, you have to do it.
That's
Don't
true.
risk your life because youth does not see death. It is the death that is running for youth.
Hmm.
They don't care because when they say that place is dangerous, that's where you want to see them because they are looking for death and death will be running for them. But when you are getting to 45, 50, 60, when you hear they call something banger, what do they call it there? You will pick craze as if it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But a youth want to go there and see what is the noise about.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to some age, you'll be running for death. So
Mm-hmm.
now, when they are vibrant, the youth exuberant will push them to do whatever. So they have to take it slow. They have to take it easy.
Hmm.
And don't ignore the health clue.
Hmm.
Health is wealth. No matter what you want to become, you dream. If you don't have good health, then you won't achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is now how you build your structure, how you build yourself. That's
Mm-hmm.
who you are. That's what is going to like, tell on you when you get
Yes.
old. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. And then, you know what, before we go further, just really quick, if there's anyone out there that, like, that might probably have one or two questions, for him, please don't forget to drop it on the comment section. Please, let's ask him a lot of questions. If there's something in your mind that you want to ask, or maybe something is unclear to you, or maybe you need something, please drop your comments, ask your questions, and I'm sure he's gonna answer majority of it. If not all, he will answer majority of it for us tonight. All right, so let's get back on. Okay, so now, so personally, I want to ask you this. What have you learned, from then and to now? What have you learned? Who have you become?
Well, because when I was growing up, at a particular time of my life, I have to choose how I live my life. There will be a certain age in everybody's life that you have to make a decision of your tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in school, I have my age mates. smoking weed, smoking this, smoking whatever, had, drugs and all the rest. But I choose not to. I choose not to do drugs because I know the consequences. I choose not to risk my life. I've lost a lot of fantastic friends.
Mm.
Those people that we grew up together, I've lost them in the journey of growth. Why? Because they live their life so reckless. I used to have a friend who drives then. Before he goes to steering, he will drink alcohol. He must make sure that at least he's not in control again. But that was an incident that we went to a party and we finished the party. We were just about going home. He got to his car. He was like, he went to the other side of the car
Mm-hmm.
and he raised alarm. Oh, they have stolen my steering.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? The driver's side was not where he opened the door. He opened the door at the passenger side in the
Mm-hmm.
front, and he
Mm-hmm.
was looking for steering there. That's the person that wants to drive.
Mm.
And started shouting, creating scene that someone has stolen his steering. But I told him, guy, that's not where you need to drive. This is the driver. Oh, I forgot. That's how much risk he takes. He eventually lost his life in the end
Mm.
because everything we could do to help him, he rejected it. Family tried, everybody tried. So, reckless life. I choose what I want to do, how I want to live my life, who I want to become. But some
Mm.
people don't care because they have freedom. Then your dad won't control your movement again, won't control what you eat, what you drink. You think, yes, liberty, freedom. Freedom kills when
Mm.
you don't have somebody to check you, to say, no, you can't do that. You don't know it's a privilege to even see somebody who will check you. Say,
That's
no,
true.
you have to slow down. No, go this way. No, don't go that way. But that's what kids of these days hate to hear.
Mm.
Want to speed, and speed up themselves. So, well, if I want to compare then now, I am a product of what I've chosen to be because I know some of my folks that we grew up together who decided to be other things. They are what they decided to be now. So your formation age, you have to prepare and design your tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You want to live right, you want to be something great, you want to acquire a lot of certification or whatever. It is not in the future, it is now. So
Mm.
whatever you have trained yourself to. I've never smoked in my life. I have a lot of friends that smoked. So that's what I choose to do. I
Mm.
was at liberty of smoking. I have the resources to buy cigarette or weeds or anything, but I choose not to. And here I am. So
Mm.
I don't condemn whosoever smokes, but at least in every habit, there's positive and negative. Everybody who does that knows it. So, but what I'm saying is that as a youth, you have to prepare for a greater future. You have to walk away. See, environmental pollution, for our heads to deal with that, to still maintain good health, is enough battle in our system.
Mm.
You inhale some things that send some stuff to your system that your white blood cells have to react to, your system have to battle with. That's another work for your system. So when you are now poisoning that system deliberately, you are giving
Mm.
it more hard work to do. And it will get to a time. Some people's kidney are crying, weeping all the time that you are killing me. You want us to die. It's sending signal. At times, somebody who's and I had somebody who was coughing, smoking. I said, "Oh, this thing will not kill me." He said so. And I look at him. I said, "So you know that this cigarette will," he said, bro, this cigarette will kill me. I said, "But stop it." Yeah, I can. It's can't.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad it is. So there are a lot of pains he has been experiencing in his system that made him to say that. If you hear the sound
Yes.
of the cough, You will pity him. So it is now. Before we lost a friend, very senior friend, well-to-do man, very good, reputable guy in the society. We lost him just like a chicken died.
Hmm.
It's just because of this bad lifestyle attitude. And on the way keeping, the boy, the first son, will say, well, we try our best to convince our dad to stop all this attitude. But he refused. So here we are to
Hmm.
celebrate his death. He caused it. The guy said it. So, which means that there are a lot of things you can change. You don't have to go to your early grave because of your habits. You can still prolong your life. Enemy within is the worst one. God is taking care of other things. A lot of unseen warfare that God take care of. But there are some that God does not even have ability to help you. When you choose the way you want to live your life. God will
Mm-hmm.
respect it. That's what you say you want to do. If every morning now I said I will finish a bottle of dry gin before I go to work, yeah, God will not come and take it from my mouth. Because I have the money to go and buy it, I'll buy it from SCBO, load my house with it. And before you know it, I start killing myself gradually. How would the enemy that want to kill me in the village don't even have the power to kill me as fast as that will kill me? So who is the enemy? Are you not the enemy? There are a lot of things that we think praying about the enemy that is coming from the is the main issue. No, leave that aside. God is taking care of it. But come back to yourself and say, okay, how am I affecting myself? Some people are not even drinking or eating habit. It's anger. Anger kills faster than anything. Each time you go into it, you are poisoning yourself. When you are not happy, you are vexing all the time, you are sad all the time, you reflect negativity all the time, then you create a lot of sickness in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to relate with you. You are so hostile to people. You you are so sad all the time. Then you are losing it.
Okay, so I don't know what's going on. I think we have. Okay, I guess it's gonna. We're just having for the next. All right. Okay. So, first of all, everyone who have been here the time, I just want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you. And I'm sure, you've learned one or two things.
Yeah, I want to believe this is a network issue and it might be fixed. So I hope Nini will join us back. And well, the best thing we can just give out is, is just to make sure that at least we pay attention to ourselves and help our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters, our husband, our wife who does not pay attention to him or herself. Because when it happens, it will affect you. That's the funniest thing. In my language, there's an adage that says, Tí ara lé ẹni bá ń jẹ kòkòrò burúkú, if you don't help, tó o bá sọ fún, òrùhùrù ẹ̀ ò ní jẹ́ kó o sùn mọ́jú nígbà tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ wàhálà ẹ̀. So which means that when your neighbor is eating a wrong thing or doing a wrong habit, if you refuse to, communicate to that person, you will now realize that when the problems comes, you are going to, share part of it. Even caring for the person is inconveniencing you. So you have to do something to make sure that at least everything is okay around you. So it could be your child, help. It could be your wife, help. It could be your husband. Don't say, well, he's on his own. It's not on his own. When it happens, you will know. Sleeping in the hospital with a patient is not an easy thing. So I want to implore everybody, please pay attention. Pay attention. Don't work yourself to death. It's good to make money. I know. It's a very good thing. But, well, you have to balance it. Our white folks here, they know how to enjoy themselves. At the time of their holiday, they enjoy around, they rest enough and not the rest. Some of us, even when they said you have to go on, vacation or leave, it's like they want to punish us. We don't see it necessary because we need that hour. The hours are good, but the repercussion of this is so enormous. So please pay attention to yourself. Any little signal, make sure you treat it and try as much as possible to diagnose before you give medication to what is happening to you. Yeah, you have some medications at home, but don't just take it at random. When anybody is sick in my house, I think the first thing is run a test so that you be treated appropriately for what is wrong with your system. Don't assume, especially in the area of IBP, can come in many ways, can give you, you know, headache, you might be feeling dizzy, you might be feeling weak, you might have short of breath, so many signals, symptoms. And there are a lot of other diseases that can happen that you still have the same symptoms. So check your BP all the time, make sure you are okay. And if you have prescription, take your medication regularly. And it is better to stay alive and healthy than to make the money and now finding what to buy to be alive. So, well, I'll have to hang it up here until when next we meet. Thank you so much for your attention and your being with us. We appreciate your time. Have a wonderful time. Bye.